What's up, guys? Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different kind of video. I just want to explore basically I want to tell you my pretty much life story and my dreams and my hopes and aspirations, and I've been having some issues with like memory and stuff like that, so I want to get to the point where I'm basically unlocking my brain. That's what I want to do. And this video is going to be that. We've got 5 topics or 5 sections to this. The first is the intro, which is about me. It's my current dreams plus my past dreams, and I want to show appreciation. So I'll start with that. I want to show you guys that I appreciate you. So thank you to everyone that's watched this channel to this point. It's amazing having you guys here. I can't be more grateful. And yeah, it's going to be awesome talking to you guys about this, and you guys can get a chance to learn from me and learn about me and learn about my life. And yeah, I actually just recorded 30 minutes worth and it got deleted. So I'm trying again with hopes that this time it doesn't get deleted. I did so good. I was so proud of myself. But yeah, it's going to be an unscripted video, and I'm going to tell you guys about my current dreams and my past dreams. So yeah, the segments are the intro, my early childhood, teen years plus Fortiana, which you'll learn about that later, what Fortiana is, which is a band that I was in. Number 4 is things I enjoy. Number 5 is mental health struggles. Number 6 is the outro, thanks/goals. So yeah, I want to start by just saying thank you guys to anybody that's come here and watched my videos. Seeing you guys be here and you're literally willing to listen to me yap is just beyond me, that people are actually supporting this. It's basically making my dreams come true, because my dream is to be a YouTuber. That's my current dream. But my past dreams, I'll tell you all about the things that I tried and the things that did work, the things that didn't work, and you can learn from that. I did a lot of... So yeah, my current dreams are to be a YouTuber. My past dreams, the things I've tried making video games. I've tried doing music as well. I was in a band called Fortiana. And I guess, yeah, those are my current goals. But the past dreams that I had, the first dream that I had was being a singer. And if you haven't learned already, I do have ADHD, so this video will be a little all over the place. But yeah, I wanted to be a singer. And being a singer, that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, this is the intro. This is about me. So I am a person who enjoys YouTube. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy everything about this. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Creating videos, having you guys support it. Thank you so much for being here. For real, I can't tell you enough. And yes, if you haven't learned already, I do have ADHD. This video might be a little all over the place. But I literally I did a really solid 30 minutes and then the video deleted because my phone, one thing about phones is I guess they overheat or something like that, and it causes the recording to stop. I don't know. I'm just going to do 20-minute increments. My goal is to make an hour-long video where I unlock my brain, because I've had some memory issues over the last couple of years. I kind of felt like I lost access to my brain, which is really weird. But my past dreams were, one of the things I try to do is making video games. So I guess I can tell you a little bit about that, because that is one of my past dreams, was to be a video game developer. So I made a game in Unreal Engine 4, which has really cool blueprints features. So it's like a visual scripting, which is really cool. But yeah, I tried to make a game called Anxiety, and I made a really cool like abandoned mental hospital in the game with like some physics-based items in there and stuff like that. It was pretty awesome. And I was able to get most of that done, but then I lost my progress, whatever. And then I made another game called Escape the Butt Toucher, which is very stupid. It was just levels where you had to pick up a book, and then you'd pick up the book, and then you would basically teleport to the next level, and you had to run away from this guy, which was just some character that I got from a free 3D website of 3D objects and stuff like that. But that was what I did. And then I tried music. I was in a band. I actually had, okay, so my current goals are, because I do have ADHD, so I'm going to try to not be so ADHD, but it's probably going to be a very ADHD video. And that's okay, because this is just me rambling about my life so you guys can learn about me. And I can relearn about myself as I talk, because I'm unlocking parts of my brain that I've basically lost access to over the last few years. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. But yeah, this year I'm going to do, my dream would be, I'm going to try to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of January on Patty Melt, and 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year on Patty Melt, and at least 1,000 subscribers on the Pat Attack. Because I had a lot of fun during the Pat Attack. It was an awesome experience, and I went through some mental health stuff that kind of caused me to delete that. But I'm never deleting a channel again. I'm gonna do this for until I'm an old man. I love YouTube. My dream is to be a YouTuber, and so that's what I'm rolling with. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. Smash Big Caleb, big shout out to you, bro. If I said your name wrong, I'm sorry, but dude, you tuning into every video has literally been a dream come true. And it's really awesome. But yeah, our goal for today, there's 5 sections. There's number 1 is intro, number 2 is early childhood, number 3 is teen years plus Fortiana, number 4 is things I enjoy, food plus video games. Number 5 is mental health struggles. Number 6 is outro / thanks / goals. So we're going to roll with that. Yeah, I guess I could start getting into my early childhood a little bit. When I was a young person, and I might jump between these bullet points throughout the video. It might make it easier for me because of the way my brain works. See, in early childhood, I was born January 6, 1995 in Pennsylvania. And, excuse me, I was born in Pennsylvania, and my early childhood was pretty good. I had a dream about pooping a stick of butter. I had a Harry Potter dream that was basically like Inception. We would, literally, I was Harry Potter, I was with Hermione, and I was with Ron Weasley. And we would be dreaming in this dream, and then we'd wake up in the dream, but I was still dreaming, and we'd try to go back to sleep, but then we'd wake up again, and we'd try to go back to sleep to go back to sleep. It was a very weird dream, but yeah, I dreamt I pooped a stick of butter. I had a dream, the Harry Potter dream, which are very vivid memories. I read, that's a good one. Okay, so my mom worked in healthcare. Oh, well, okay. So my parents moved down to Tennessee to do country music. That's why we moved away from Pennsylvania. And they were trying to do country music. And so they moved to Tennessee. They brought us with them. And that's why we ended up in Tennessee. But so I read the Warriors books, which were really good. And I was reading them during this time. My mom worked at basically like a retirement home or like an old people's home. And I was just sitting in this room. I went to work with my mom one day, and I was just sitting in this room, like this lobby area. It wasn't even a lobby. It was like a private room that I was sitting in watching TV. It was great. I was having the time of my life. I was fulfilled. I was reading, watching TV. It was great. So I hear the door open, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's my mom coming to check on me or something like that. And it wasn't. The lights turned out, which was very weird. And then I started to hear heavy breathing, and I was like, what is that? And it was just, apparently it was some other person. So I heard heavy breathing, and I was like, okay, that's weird. And then the room started getting hot. The room started getting warm, and I was like, what is this? What is going on? And that was another weird thing. And then I started to smell the worst smell I've ever smelled in my life. And yeah, it was bad. And then the door opened and then closed again. So I was like, okay, maybe the person or whoever was in there left. And I was like, okay, that's cool. They left, so I have nothing to worry about. And so I go back, I turn on the light, and I try to figure out, like, what's going on? Why is this like this? and I turn on the light and I look at the floor and there's a pile of poop on the floor. Someone literally, one of the residents there, came in and pooped on the floor and then left. So I ran out. I go to my mom, almost in tears, like freaking out, like, why is this like this? And yeah, my mom was like, just go to my car. So I went in there and I was reading the Warriors books. So that's why I brought up Warriors, because I loved reading the Warriors books. And another, if you haven't read, so I've read the entire first series of Warriors, and I've also read Firestar's Quest, which is a really good book. I read that while I was in school suspension. I spent a lot of time in school suspension, especially in high school. And it was awesome because I could just sleep. So I'd stay up all night playing video games, Call of Duty, Skyrim, Borderlands, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I would stay up all night and just sleep the day away in ISS. So school would be over in a quickness because I pretty much slept through school. But yeah, I got in trouble a lot. I got in trouble a lot when I was in like school the entire time because I had ADHD. I've been diagnosed with bipolar as well, and like a couple other things that I'm not even going to talk about because I don't have any symptoms, like mental illnesses, but I don't have any symptoms of those because it's well managed. And I think one of the reasons I actually went through so much mental health stuff is because I would party all the time, and I didn't have a clear head, and I was just doing stuff that would alter my brain, and it messed me up, and it actually sent me into psychosis for like 3 years. And actually, like, my family went through a pretty hard time dealing with me when I was going through that. But luckily, I have the best girlfriend in the world. She literally put up with my mental illness, and she was by my side through everything, which was great. So having someone like that, really choose your partners wisely, because finding a good one is really hard. And I found me a good one, and I'm really happy with that. But yeah, the first section was basically just me saying thank you guys for being here. And my dream is to be a YouTuber. My past dreams they were just music and stuff like that. But I'm actually still going to do music. Later this year, I'm going to start uploading music to a music channel. So I'm going to have Patty Melt for the commentaries with occasional facecam videos. Pat Attack is going to be mostly facecam videos. And then I'm also going to do some music. And I'll kind of cross promote those. Because when I do music, I want you guys to learn about the music. Because I want you to hear the music. Which I'll put on like Spotify and all that stuff as well. So you guys can listen to it without having to have your screen turned on. But yeah, I guess that's the first section was my dreams, my past dreams, and showing appreciation. Now my early childhood. So my early childhood was, which we already kind of got to this point, but my early childhood, I had the dream about the poop and the stick of butter. I had the Harry Potter dream, which are very vivid, so that kind of leads me into that. But we actually had a lot of fun growing up. We'd play pretend, and it was really fun playing pretend. And just my grandparents had a lot of money, and they would buy us all types of stuff. We had the Nintendo 64. We had, and if I already said this, I'm sorry. Like if I'm repeating myself a little bit, I'm sorry. My brain's a little all over the place. But yeah, we had the Nintendo 64, which was really fun. We played tons of GoldenEye. We had a game called Turok, which was really good. And my grandparents are basically rich. So my grandfather was in Vietnam War. And because he was in the Vietnam War, he basically, sorry, I had to take a sip of my drink. All right. Yeah, I'm going to try to collect my thoughts. I got really sad, guys. I literally had the perfect 30-minute video. Anyway, my grandfather was in Vietnam War. He's basically a war hero. One of the stories was he was in a building and basically got buried alive. And his friend had to come rescue him. He literally, at that point, he had accepted death. He's like, dude, it's over. There's no way for me to survive this. And he got really lucky, and his friend dug him out. And because his friend dug him out, he survived. At one point, he was holding a gun in each hand, trying to fire at the enemy. Because it was another point where he accepted that he was dead, or that he was going to die. And yeah, he made it through, though. he made it through, and because of that, though, he breathed in like Agent Orange and stuff like that. So he got some kind of money because of that, like a monthly amount of like a really good amount. Plus, he had a great retirement because he worked, dude. He would work like 7-day weeks when he got back. He ended up having 4 kids. My mom is one of those kids, and yeah, he would buy us basically everything. I'll tell you about that. So okay, so up until about 7 years old, I was skinny. And one summer, my grandfather would go to these flea markets. And at these flea markets, they would sell all kinds of stuff, like food that was almost out of date, but was still edible, and stuff like that for a huge discount. And he bought a bunch of cakes, a bunch of snacks, and he had this, what we called the blue room in his trailer. And in the blue room, he would have all kinds of snacks and stuff. He would kind of put it all in there and then lock the door. But my grandma would unlock that door. And so I was, one summer when I went up to Pennsylvania, because, you know, my parents moved down to Tennessee for country music, yada, yada. My dad still does music. My mom is in healthcare. But anyway, the blue room would get unlocked by my grandma, and she would give me all the snacks. And I was literally always hungry. So I ate all the snacks, and in one summer, I went from skinny to overweight. And my mom was like, "What did you do to my son?" And my grandma was just like, "Oh, he's hungry." My grandma was a schizophrenic, but she was the sweetest woman in the world. So that was a lot of fun. I'm playing Minecraft. So this is the Fallout world that we're looking at right now. This one thing that makes me sad about this world is that I'm not going to be able to beat it because there's no Ender Dragon in the world, but I can do like, honestly, for this world, I'm literally just going to explore the world and like run around and do some panning and stuff for my Minecraft videos. Because just like running around and exploring kind of is like a nice visual stimulation for the commentary. So yeah, I'll probably just run around this world and explore the landmarks and stuff for Minecraft videos. I do have, so I want to start making some, like I said, I have ADHD, so this video is going to jump between bullet points and I'm going to just talk about things as they come to me. But yeah, one of the things I want to do is Minecraft horror stories, like scary Minecraft short stories, because I did those in my last channel and actually got a really good reception. I actually advertised it with Google Discovery ads, which if you're a YouTuber, I highly recommend. It makes your video a thumbnail on the first page. It is kind of expensive, but you can get new subscribers from advertising, which I think you should try if you've got the money for it, if you want to grow your channel. You can study a lot about SEO and get lucky and go viral. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. My goal for Patty Melt is to try to get like 20 to 25,000 views per video, maybe by like March, but I'll have to wait and see how things go, because by the end of January, I want to hit 1,000 subscribers, which is my goal. So hopefully we can hit that 1,000. So if you haven't subscribed and you're new here and you've made it this far, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you for putting up with my ADHD. I love you guys. Every last one of you. Shout out to Smash Big Caleb, dude. You're literally, there's this one guy, Smash Big Caleb, who just shows up to every video, always leaves a nice comment. He forgave me for the AI thumbnails, which I literally removed every AI thumbnail and just used the auto-generated thumbnails to just scrub the channel clean of any AI. Like, I don't use any at all, and I'm not going to use it ever again. Not for a script outline, none of that. I'm going to write the script entirely myself, which I've been doing, but people are like, "Oh, you're just using ChatGPT," and I'm actually not. I've been writing since I was in freaking elementary school, stories, screenplays, all kinds of stuff. So I've been writing for a long time. My scripts aren't even that great, but I'll get better with time, I feel like. And I'm going to do a more unscripted commentaries as well. And the Pet Attack is going to be no scripts whatsoever. It's going to be Let's Play content, food reviews, skits, vlogs, maybe some reactions, stuff like that. It's going to be kind of a variety channel. It's going to be really fun. But for the skits, I have an idea for the skits. So one of the skits is going to be a Zentai suit. And that Zentai suit, it's basically, if you know Pink Guy, right? It's going to be a full body suit. And it's going to be It's gonna be amazing, dude. I'm gonna basically speak gibberish and make like funny noises with my mouth and have a couple characters, and they're gonna be speak some like language from another world, and they're gonna speak that other language, and I'm gonna write a story to go along with the sounds that they're making with their mouth. And it's gonna be a really lore-rich, deep story that interconnects episodes. So I think it's gonna be really awesome. But as a child, we had a lot of fun. So in Pennsylvania, and I don't know if I've already explored this, but we did a lot of playing pretend. And I think, and yes, I do have ADHD, but we played a lot of pretend growing up, and it was really fun. So me and my brother would go down in this woods. My grandpa, he had like 9 acres, and my uncle got a double wide built right next to my grandpa's. So we'd go over there all the time. Actually, at one point, my grandpa was kind of mean to me, so I'd spend a lot of time at my uncle Scott's because he would save my tail. And he also, like, my grandpa was a Vietnam veteran, so he was very drill sergeant, and that was a little bit crazy. But yeah, I completely changed subjects. I stopped recording and then started recording again, and the topic probably got a little jumbled. But as I said earlier, I have ADHD, so it's going to be a little bit all over the place. But if you listen to the whole video, you can actually learn a lot about me and kind of learn how my brain works. I'm actively trying to fix that. But anyway, we played a lot of pretend, and that's one thing I think like people of this generation, like the younger kids now, I don't see them playing pretend as much. They're more chronically online, and I don't think that's the greatest for their mental health. But I don't feel like they play pretend as much as we did. But we played a lot of pretend, and me and my brother would pretend we were soldiers, and we'd be fighting battles with these toy guns that my grandpa would buy us. But they bought us everything, dude, because my grandpa had these checks that he would get every month, and he would buy us everything. It was so fun. But he would actually kick us out of the house. During the day, he would kick us out of the house. During the summer, we'd go up there for the summer and he'd kick us out. And he'd be like, he would just kick us out every single time. And it was not fun. But I guess it was fun because we got to go outside. And we'd go down and play with our guns. And it was really fun. And they bought us literally everything, dude. They would buy us Nintendo 64s, Game Boy Advances, all kinds of stuff. And it was really fun. I know I keep saying that. I actually got distracted, but yeah, it was really fun. So we'd play a lot of pretend and explore the woods down there. We had a go-kart at one point where I flipped the go-kart. I was driving the go-kart and I flipped it over these railroad ties because my grandpa had a pool built. And the go-kart literally flipped over and I almost died. I almost broke my neck. But I didn't. The only thing that I got was a little gash on my foot. And that was all that happened. So it wasn't bad. We played so much pretend, dude. And it was really fun up there, dude. They had 4-wheelers and all kinds of fun stuff, dude. We'd go down these trails. He had 9 acres. So we'd go down on these trails and ride the 4-wheelers. And that's actually where I learned how to sing. So like I said earlier, one of my past dreams was singing, and that all started when we listened to a band called AFI, which stands for A Fire Inside, and they have a song called Miss Murder, and that's the first one I heard by them, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good, I want to be just like this guy. And that's kind of a theme that recurs throughout my life. I literally wanted to be the people that I was listening to, so I'd always try to sound like them. And so I tried to sound like the guy from AFI, but it didn't really work out so well. I had a squeaky voice, and it wasn't that good. But ended up listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they had a song called Under the Bridge. And one day, we were down in the woods, and my brother was right next to me, and he was like, dude, you sound like a different person, because I started singing this song, and I was like, do I really? And he's like, yeah, it actually sounds good. And that's when I first learned. I was like, oh my god, I might actually be able to be a singer. And I did a lot of singing. I recorded music. I had a project called Absolor. I had a song called Fangs that I was really proud of. I don't know if I can even salvage the song. I still get emails from DistroKid, and they're like, can you pay us? Because I still owe DistroKid money, which I think is kind of funny. But I'll actually be paying them because later this year, I'm going to be trying to make some music. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. And I'm gonna take a sip of my drink, and then I'll continue. But yeah, that was a really fun time for me growing up, dude. We played so much pretend. My grandfather would buy us everything, dude. We had every freaking console. We had the Nintendo 64. We had Game Boys. We played a ton of Pokemon. I broke my collarbone. Oh, that was one thing that happened. So, my grandfather he put me on this, he would always try to put me in harm's way. And he would put me on this round sled. And he pushed me down the hill, literally towards a shed. Like, he knew what he was doing. And he literally pushed me down the hill straight towards the shed. And so I lower my head while I'm going down because I'm scared. And the top of my head slams into the side of the shed. I easily could have broken my neck. But I didn't break my neck. I broke my collarbone. And that actually happened to me a second. But the reason I was talking about that is because when I broke my collarbone, I was still able to use my hands. And while I was recovering, I didn't get kicked out of the house to go outside during the summer because it happened during no, it happened during the winter. We were on winter break. And he pushed me down and I hit the side of my head and I was playing a ton of Pokemon. But the second time I broke my collarbone was I was playing like football outside, and I was playing football with friends in the neighborhood, and this guy, I stiff-armed him while we were playing football. I knocked him over, and then he tripped me, and I fell onto my shoulder and broke the same collarbone for a second time. And I also broke my ankle, so don't ever try to do stuff to be cool in front of the cool kids, because you will suffer. And that happened to me. I jumped off of the bleachers. He was like, "Oh, I was on the bleachers. They closed the bleachers, and I literally jumped off, and yeah, I broke my ankle trying to look cool in front of the cool kids, which was very stupid. It was a very stupid thing to do. But yeah, I've broken a couple bones in my life, which reminds me, I actually have to go get my labs done, my blood work, to find out what kind of health I'm in. So that's going to be fun. So we did the intro, which was dreams plus past dreams and showing appreciation for everyone. That was number one. Number two was early childhood, which was the pooping a stick of butter, the Harry Potter dream, my grandma giving me all the snacks. I used to have a dream about like a girl. It was very, very weird. I had this dream about like a certain girl, and I actually felt like a connection to this girl from my dream. And I would listen to Vermilion Part 2 by Slipknot. And oh my god, if you haven't heard Vermilion Part 2, Vermillion, I think, Part 2 by Slipknot, it is such a good song if you're ever like feel like you're in love with someone. That is such a good song to listen to. But yeah, now we can go to teen years, which is part 3. During my teen years, I was still getting in trouble in school. I actually got caught skipping school one time. Me and my friends were like skipping class and stuff like that. And we actually hopped the fence of the school and went up to this like neighboring school. It was like a Christian academy, like right next to where we were going to school. And we were doing good. We got away. We were like skipping class. It was freaking great. But then we heard someone yell, and it was someone from our current school. They saw us on the other side of the fence. I guess they were doing a patrol or something like that. And we freaked out, and we just ran away. And it was... Oh, that goes full circle, dude. I was listening to AFI, the Leaving Song by AFI, like accepting my defeat, because we were dumb and we left our backpacks. We dropped our backpacks and ran instead of taking our backpacks with us. So yeah, but yeah, we got caught. I listened to the Leaving Song by AFI, and I was like, oh, they called me on the phone. My mom called me, actually. She's like, you need to go back to the school. And I was like, oh my God, I'm busted. So yeah, I went back to school and got in trouble. But I didn't like have any like drugs or anything on me like that, but we did party really hard, especially when I got to Nashville. There was a lot of partying that happened during that time in my life. But yeah, we skipped class quite a bit. I skipped school a lot, and it actually got to the point where my mom was basically like, She was like, "Do you just want to not show up today?" And I was like, "That would be great." Because at the time, I was in a band, and that's the second part of this section is Fortiana. So I was in a band called Fortiana. That's Forteana. And you can actually still find the videos of us playing live on YouTube. So if you want to see me headbanging on YouTube, that's one way to do it. Because I was in a band called Fortiana. We had our first record, which is like where my music production was just completely trash. My music production was so bad, dude. I literally would just record the tracks and then I would apply a bunch of random effects. I had no idea what anything did. And then we had a second album called Dream Seller, which was slightly better production because I kind of started to learn a little bit about what production was and what it did. The only things I use now are like compression and noise gate. And lately I've been working from my phone, and the only thing I do is turn off all the fans in the house so they don't make any background noise. I don't even use a noise gate or compression. But yeah, Fortiana was really fun. We played a ton of live shows, dude. And there was lots of partying involved. I remember sitting on the back porch of my I remember sitting on the back porch of my thing. Hold on, I'm letting my cat in the room. But my cat is just being stubborn. Yeah, people were walking through the room while I was trying to record. The cat's at the door. But I didn't give up. So don't let things around you keep you from chasing your dreams. I'm still making this video despite all of the distractions that I've been presented with throughout the video. The cats are going crazy. The cats are going crazy. This game that I'm playing in this video is called Bullet Force, and it's really fun. The only issue I have with this game, though, is when I try to aim. If you look at the bottom right of the screen, you can see the aim down sights button. But sometimes I have to tap it 3 or 4 times, and it literally causes me to get killed in the game. It's ridiculous, dude. But yeah, Fortiana was a fun time. We played tons of shows. Actually, one of the ex-members of that band, Carlos, his name is Grizzly online, he is actually going to be collaborating with the Pat Attack, which I think is going to be really fun. We're going to have a blast doing that. It's going to be really fun. I've said fun so many times. Actually, earlier in the video, I was like, that's fun. That's fun. I said it like 4 times because I got distracted. But Fortiana was so good, dude. I recommend if you like music to try playing music and try to play live. The last show I played with Fortiana was the best, dude. We actually had in-ear monitors. We had backing tracks. We actually learned how to put on a professional level show. And it was really freaking fun, dude. My cat's scratching at the door again. He knows I'm recording a video. The universe knows I'm recording a video. It's like I must stop him. Nah, it's just my cat. Cats do that at the worst times, dude. But my teen years was like a lot of skipping school. I was actually on like in the court system as well because I actually got in trouble with the law for reasons I will not disclose. It wasn't that like a big deal. We were just partying and we got in trouble. And I got in trouble with the law and ended up having to be in like, yeah. I have a clean record that I was an adult because this happened when I was a kid. So, yeah. My mom, dude, I remember seeing my mom like break down though, dude. Because I put her through so much. She put me through a lot, but I put her through so much, dude. And it got to her at one point, and I think from that point forward, I started trying to be more well-behaved, and I was like, I'm not going to put my mom through this anymore. I don't want to see my mom suffer just because I can't behave myself and abide by the law. So, I didn't do any of that. I stopped doing it. So we had the intro, early childhood, teen years plus Fortiana. And I'm not going to like cut any of this out. I want you guys to hear. I'm trying to do this video as a way for me to learn about myself and to relearn all of my memories, but also give you guys a look at how my brain operates. My teen years were good though. I did spend a lot of time in in-school suspension and actually read Firestar's Quest while in in-school suspension, which is one of my favorite books of all time. It's such a good book. Another good book is Transl Saga by Gary Paulson. That's a really good book as well. I had a lot of fun with that book. Teen years plus Fortiana. What more about Fortiana? But I learned a lot about music production from Fortiana. I spent a lot of time. I actually produced songs for Abyssor, which I had a song called Older that I was pretty proud of, and a song called Fangs. And yeah, DistroKid is still emailing me, bro. They're like, you need to make music. I'm like, yeah, I know I need to make music, and I'm going to get to that point. Again, which later this year I'm going to start making music, and I still couldn't decide on a style, because I can do metal vocals, like scream vocals, and I can also sing. And I was listening to like some pop style instrumentals, because I'm actually going to purchase the beats for the music. I'm going to purchase my instrumentals instead of recording them myself because it's a lot more convenient. And I feel like the other producers produce something that's probably better quality than what I can produce at this point because I've lost a good bit of that knowledge. Taking time to think. I'm taking time to think, bro. But yeah, this Bullet Force gameplay. So I was just versing bots in the game, but I love that because when I was younger, I would play a lot of like Star Wars Battlefront, and you would just verse AI opponents. So yeah, and it's just more casual gameplay for the commentary. So my teen years, yeah, I spent a lot of it getting in trouble, putting my mom through absolute chaos, putting my teachers and my school through absolute chaos as well. But that teen years is when I started 14, and we had like 3 records. I still in my email, which I might release just to show the people, because on my personal Facebook, I have a lot of people that I used to do music with that would probably love to hear that record, because the last record was supposed to be Paralysis, which is about sleep paralysis, and it was a really cool record. The songs was like the best production that I've ever done in my life. I actually got good at producing, and it was really fun doing that. It was really fun. I always say that when I get distracted, but it was cool. It was a good experience learning that, and actually I could put the vocal stuff, like the vocal production techniques that I learned, towards my music project, which I haven't even named yet, but that's going to be my 3rd channel, which I'm going to open up later. The Pat Attack is going to have a video coming out probably next week-ish, and that should be pretty good. I'm going to start out with the Pat Attack. It's just going to be like vlogs in the beginning, like just talking head videos and maybe some like eating some low carb stuff while just talking about life, dreams, being a YouTuber, and stuff like that. And then the skits will probably start. I don't know when I'm going to start the skits. I might be able to start those sooner than the gameplay, because my gameplay stuff for the Pat Attack is not going to come out until probably... I just died right there. That sucks. Okay, so I have them on a hard difficulty. Or at least I think I do. And they are just really... they're kind of stupid sometimes, and you can get easy kills, but sometimes they have laser aim. And yeah, one of the things that got me killed a lot in this is because that stupid aim down sights button is messing up. So if that continues to be an issue, you probably won't see me use this game for footage anymore. One game that I do really enjoy playing on mobile is Stumble Guys. So I can do like Dolan Darkest and play Stumble Guys, because Dolan Darkest is amazing. I love his channel. Today's Slopic, Slop Live. He's so good. I love that guy. But the next section from the teen years and 4chan is things I enjoy, food and video games, and to remember all my favorite video games. So I guess I'll start with video games. And one of the most iconic games in my life, because I was going through a lot at this time in my life, was Fallout 3. And Fallout 3 literally got me through the hardest period in my life. And it was just... yeah, it was a really bad time in my life, dude. I got in trouble. I got in a fight with my stepdad. I got kicked out of my mom's house. I went to juvie and foster care. And yeah, I got saved by my dad, though. I was in foster care. And I just lost all hope because the girl I had a crush on at the time literally ghosted me, and it just put me in such a depressed state. That's the most depressed I've been in my entire life. Like, it was it was horrible. But yeah, Fallout 3, so when I got out, I got a call. So I was in foster care and they got a call. And it was my dad's mom. She had found out that I was in foster care. And she was like, there's no way he's going to be in foster care. I am saving his tail. So I get a call and they're like, hey, would you like to move in with your dad? And I was like, yes, of course I would love to move in with my dad. Someone I actually know? Yes. So I got rescued. But the foster parents started treating me extremely poorly when they found out, dude. It was bad. I actually got them fired. When I told my caseworker what happened, they actually fired the people. But when I moved in with my dad, I got my Xbox back. And I started playing Fallout 3. Now, I had played it previously before I got kicked out. But that was when... That's when I started playing the most of Fallout 3, was when I was at my dad's house. I had this tiny little tubular television. But I did every quest, every side quest. I explored the entire world. It literally was an escape. And that actually is cool because I just did a video about escaping, using video games to escape reality. And it actually works. And let me tell you, it actually works. It saved me from depression. So yeah, Fallout 3 was one of my favorite games of all time, and it got me through that really rough period in my life. And another game that I already mentioned was Borderlands. I played that on most all consoles. Elden Ring. Oh my god, Elden Ring was literally peak gaming for me, dude. I had to use a guide for the entire thing though, which is kind of weird. That I know some people play it blind, and I'm gonna try to improve my game sense and start like playing stuff blind because my game sense has been getting better. So, like in The Witcher 3, I was on a certain quest where you had to sneak into the castle, but you had to find an alternate route to the castle because I didn't have enough gold to pay this guy. So, or something of that nature. But I found the secret passageway all on my own. So the ability to do that is there. Because on the Pad Attack, I'm going to do probably a good amount of streaming and Let's Play style content. For the Let's Play style videos, I think, I'm not 100% sure yet, but if I beat a game, I'm going to try to condense it down into one video. I don't know if I'm going to do numbered entries on that channel or not. I might. I mean, if they start coming back, I mean, if people start watching parts of a series, then maybe, but I feel like consolidating it into like one extra long video is more like the best way to go. So yeah, Elden Ring was really good. I played a bunch of Destiny 2 with my brother. I remember doing the Leviathan raid with him and a really good group. We had an Australian guy and his girlfriend in the group as well, and it was just nothing but, it was such a blast. We had a lot of fun doing that. I said the word fun so much. It's fun, it's fun, it's fun, it's fun. I say that a lot, but we did really enjoy our time. And food. Think about food, because that is in this section. Food. What is my favorite food right now is probably Mexican food. Honestly, I love Mexican food the most. It's so good, dude. It never misses. We have a place called Pancho's nearby, and they never miss. I did go to one with my mom, and the food kind of tasted weird, but Pancho's was really good. What's some of your guys? Let me know in the comments if you guys have made it this far. What are some of your favorite foods? I would love to hear what your favorite foods are and what games might have gotten you through hard times in your life. Because, yeah, that was such a rough time, dude. I entered such a depression from that. But I got better. And, yeah, so my favorite video games, I got that over with. Get you guys informed on what I enjoy the most. And I told you my favorite food. So I guess I can start talking about my mental health struggles. I need to take one moment to think about this. It was probably, yeah, my entire life. Literally in my entire life. I was struggling with mental health. And yeah, the only thing that made it better was just having a clear head and stuff like that. But Yeah, I always had ADHD. I had a possible diagnosis when I was younger for bipolar as well. But my like real mental health struggles, like the really bad ones, those started probably in like 2021, I would say, and lasted until 2023. And it was really, really bad. I had terrible symptoms. I don't even want to go into detail, but basically I was struggling really bad, and it got to the point where it was actually affecting my family around me, and they basically saw me lose it, dude. Like, I thought I was dying. I thought I was already dead. It was really bad. So for like an extended period of time, I just thought I was not alive. And I thought someone else was controlling me. It was really weird. But that all started because I was partying too hard. My brain wasn't clear, and I was overdoing the partying and just not being clear-headed, and that made me spiral into mental illness. And that as soon as I cleared up my life, I went to therapy. I got on medication, which I'm going to be trying to stop that. But that yeah, the medication is just like, I don't like the side effects of it and like the health implications of it. So, but with a clear head, I'll be fine. Like, I literally feel like I went through this like 2 or 3 year long battle with mental illness, and the only thing that got me out of it was having a clear head. And now I feel like I did in 2018. Like, my dreams are alive again. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. I'm actually gonna do this, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I always say fun. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. So things are better now. But it really did take its toll on the people around me, and my mom didn't really even know, like, most of the time that was going on. She thought I was fine. She didn't realize the struggle I was actually going through. But I'm glad that we made that happen. The getting better. And kind of, I learned a lot. And one thing I will say that I learned from this experience is that I have the desire to live. I want to live as long as possible. And so it kind of made me into a fighter. And during that time, I did struggle with employment. I couldn't really keep a job, and it was really taxing on my family. And my girlfriend, my partner, the fact that she put up with that and didn't give up on me is everything to me. Just having someone like that in your life, dude, you got to pick your partners wisely. You need someone, because they say when you get married, through sickness and in health, and I was mentally sick, and she stayed by my side through everything, dude. And yeah, I'm really glad that she did. And one other thing that happened is I learned from this. Like, I learned from this experience. And I'm getting back into the YouTube, which is really exciting. And I feel like 2018 me again, which is like my peak self. I was top level employee, expert level, maintenance level knowledge of the machinery. I was the highest performing employee. I was singing all the time. I was doing YouTube. It was great. I had the highest hopes. Just like the Panic at the Disco song. Had to have high hopes for a living. That was... I'm not even going to try to sing because my voice is tired. But, yeah. I'm really mad about earlier, dude. The first 30 minutes of this video would have been so much better had the freaking thing not stopped recording on me. It really drives me crazy that happened. I'm so happy I made this video, though. I hope up to this point you guys have learned a bit about me. You've definitely seen how my brain works, my ADHD brain all over the place. But yeah, you get to learn about me. It's going to be awesome. So, the next section of this video is an outro plus thanks / goals. So we'll kind of just go back over my goals and stuff like that. So I'm going to start with saying thank you. Smash Big Caleb, dude. Thank you for tuning into every video, bro. You literally make my day. You keep me going, bro. But yeah, to everyone that watches this, thank you. And I just saw the take a night meds thing pop up on the screen. That was funny. But thank you for being here. And thank you for tuning in. You're literally making my dreams come true. And my goals are to hit 10,000 subscribers on Patty Melt by the end of the year, to hit 1,000 subscribers on the Pat Attack by the end of the year, and to get the music going as well. I want to have at least one single recorded by the end of the year. So this year you're only going to see probably one song from me. And I have most of the year to figure out what kind of style I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to stick to that style. I just don't know what style I want to do yet. But yeah, we got big goals for this. And yeah, I want to get to the point where we're getting like 20,000 views a video would be nice on Patty Melt. And another goal is to do more unscripted stuff. I love writing scripts. I love researching and trying my best to write the best script. I've been writing like stuff like that since I was really young. I've always just enjoyed it. I even wrote some Minecraft horror stories on the Pat Attack, and those actually did really well. I ran Google Discovery ads, and a lot of the comments were really receptive. They were really receptive of it, so yeah, I think that was good. But yeah, you might see more of that on Patty Melt or the Pat Attack. I'm not sure which channel. I'll probably do the stories on Patty Melt. And those will be like short stories, horror stories. What inspired me to do that was Corpse Husband. Because he would do like creepypastas and stuff. So that style really inspired me. I really wish he would come back, bro. I was so inspired by that guy. Corpse was something else, dude. The Pat Attack was really fun, dude. We did a Sunday stream every Sunday. I had so many regular fans, dude. They would tune in every single time. And it was so fulfilling, bro. It was the most fulfilling experience of my life doing those streams. So the Pat Attack will definitely be streaming probably at least once a month. And I'll like announce that on like a community post so you guys know when to tune in. Let me know what you guys would like to see from the channel. But yeah, we'll do the my goals are to hit 10,000 on Patty Melt, 1,000 subscribers on the Pat Attack, and to get one song out. And that's it. So let me know, what would you guys like to see? Yeah, so we went over a lot today. We went over about me, my dreams, and my past dreams. I showed appreciation with early childhood, teen years plus 14, things I enjoy, and mental health struggles, and the outro / thanks / goals. But yeah, I studied for a really long time on how to like grow on the internet. And I would like to get my brother to be my editor, because I was literally going to offer him 50% of the channel for that, dude. Which would have been awesome. I can't believe people have watched up until this point. If you have, leave a comment down below saying, I watched it until this point. People tend to like the longer form. It's almost like a podcast. This episode feels like a podcast, honestly. It's my little stab at Joe Rogan to see if Yeah. I actually just got scared about YouTube's AI moderation. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I grew up so freaking quick though, dude. That's one thing that did happen. I was kind of running out of things to say, but I um I actually was so when I moved in with my dad, I didn't have a house key, so I spent a lot of nights on the street. I remember sleeping in a field outside of this college called MTSU with my friend Dallas, and like his house like didn't have any electricity. They had to get electricity from their neighbor, and it was really dirty. And I'd sleep on the floor. But yeah, it just reminded me. So whatever I just said reminded me of that. But it's been a crazy upbringing, dude. It's also crazy that people watch this. Literally playing games, dude, for a living and editing videos. I will try to get better on my edits for the commentaries and stuff like that, like add more pictures and like B-roll and stuff like that. I'm not going to be using any AI. There's a lot of like AI B-roll stuff that I'm going to avoid entirely because I just don't want to use it. Like I already got enough backlash from using AI thumbnails, which I completely scrubbed. I scrubbed the channel entirely of those, and I'm sure I mentioned that earlier, but yeah, that's definitely something that I want to avoid entirely. And it's honestly getting really bad. Like the AI moderation is really bad. I've seen people get arrested because of that, because of the AI moderation. And they literally, there's this one guy that the AI thought he was someone that he wasn't. He was in like a casino or something like that. And they literally arrested him. And then when he tried to show his ID and say, "Hey, I'm just a UPS worker," or he worked of something of that nature, and they were like, "Nah, we don't believe you. We believe the AI over you." And I'm like, dude, AI can mess up, dude. People need to realize that. But get back on track, I guess. It's just thanking you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for existing. Thank you for giving me the time of day. Allowing me to just ramble for an hour talking about my life story. And then I'll never get over the first 30 minutes. This, let's say the Call of Duty gameplay. I did pretty poorly here. But I was just rusty because I hadn't played in like a week. Look at what he's doing, bro. The guys are just like moving so stupid, dude. That's this entire round. I noticed the AI was just messing up. And that's what the AI does on the internet, dude. It messes up. It can literally ruin you, dude. So many Roblox YouTubers are getting like demonetized and stuff because of it. And of course, when you get falsely demonetized, you can reach out to YouTube on Twitter and they can usually resolve the issue. Hopefully, they can resolve the issue. But if not, you're kind of screwed, so there's that to worry about. Thank you for being here. 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 I have fun with you. I can't sing right now because my voice is tired. My voice is tired. This is so crazy, bro. Having you guys here. We can literally take over the world, bro. Together we will take over the world. This is going to be a huge channel. My ultimate goal is to hit like, I want to get like around 5 million views a day from all three of my channels combined. And I bet we can do that in like a year or two. Probably in like 2 years, I would say, if I speed run YouTube. So I'm just going to put all of my knowledge to work and learn more every single day. Try to get better at the delivery of the scripts. Try to get better at the unscripted stuff. Making better skits, better let's plays, like choosing better games. All that stuff is really important. And we're going to get there. Sorry if the ending of this is a little bit jumbled. I have been up pretty much all night. I mean, I did sleep. I slept till like 5 p.m. yesterday though, so and then now it's 7 a.m. the next day. So it's getting close to the time to go to bed, but we'll get there. It's a little bit jumbled, but that is what it is when you have ADHD, bro. But yeah, thank you guys for listening about the hardest times in my life, like in Fallout 3 getting me through it. Like, really take note from that, bro. Like, if you're going through something in your life, yes, I have ADHD. But if you're going through something in your life, video games can really help. And I think they could be a good coping mechanism. So don't be afraid to turn off life and turn on some games sometimes. Because sometimes that's all you need. And I just dropped a nuke. I am amazing. This was a pretty fun round. The only thing that bothered me about this round was the fact that the enemies were doing stupid stuff. It wasn't even a real challenge because they were like running in place and stuff. I got to use my special weapon here. That was pretty cool. Got him. Got him. Yeah, the reason I verse bots is like, dude, it's really casual. It's really fun. And it's good for practice. So that's why I do it. And that way you guys don't have to watch me get destroyed. You guys can actually watch me get some kills instead of getting totally obliterated the entire time. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for everything. I couldn't have gotten this far without you. And once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a 1,000 subscribers video. And we're going to hit 1,000 subscribers on Patty Melt by the end of January. Mark my words. We will do it. And if we do that, then we're on track for that 10,000 by the end of the year, which will be easily achievable.